Hello, and thank you for hosting this live. So I've just tapped into you and just love what you do and the information you provide. I really started watching your YouTube channel and I really found a lot of the things you were saying valuable. And I've been considering moving to that platform more
Yeah.
because I'm able to build like an 18,000 follower following here, but I have less than a 2% rate on any engagement on my posts. I post every day and I have been for about like 4 years.
Mhm.
So I've really been looking more at supplementing and moving to YouTube,
Yeah.
especially since you said a lot of your inbound marketing is coming from there, inbound leads.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you're doing any active outreach there, or is it just all from posting and then you get warm leads from there?
Yeah. So I'm going to start this response by saying that I was not open to it. People told me to do it for a long time. I'm like, nah, it probably doesn't work like that until I started to do it. And it's actually surprising how well it works. So, about 50% of our inbound clients now come from YouTube or find us somehow on YouTube and then come to LinkedIn. Some of them will be Googling, then happen chance upon a YouTube video, or just find on YouTube and then come over here. And then it's nurtured. So I think that the answer to your question is that using both are extremely powerful. But I think YouTube, because the people are actually searching for that solution, they're probably closer to needing the solution to their problem and closer to conversion. And we're doubling down on it. I think that it's also great because the assets, they live forever on there. I've been pleasantly surprised. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that it has been easy because it is a huge learning curve. So I don't think that I would have been able to do it had I not really been posting for a couple years with video prior. But you say that you've been posting for 4 years. So you should be able to do it and do it pretty well. And no,
Yeah.
to answer your specific question, there's no outreach. It's just
Okay.
from the videos.
Okay, cool. Even better.
I started noticing when people started to send connection requests that said, "Hey, I watched your YouTube video." I'm like, "Oh, this does work." And then they would come to the challenge and be like, "Oh, I came from YouTube." And then a few of our clients started mentioning, I always ask when I'm working with a new client, "How did you find us?" They started saying YouTube, where only before it would 100% be LinkedIn. If you can handle the bandwidth, then I 1000% think you should do it. I think that getting to a cadence with live events on LinkedIn to make it easier for yourself, like I'll do a live event on LinkedIn and then it'll be repurposed for YouTube so that I don't have to do double the work.
Definitely. Do you use like a restreaming tool or something like that, or
Yeah,
to do
so
them at the same time?
well, no, so we don't do them at the same time. We haven't found that that's been the most effective. The most effective has been doing the live on LinkedIn, either video or audio, and then the team editing it a little bit and then putting it as an on-demand video on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So you're going to see this video on YouTube.
Let's go.
This is something about 3, 4 months. Some of our clients are like, okay, now we understand the LinkedIn machine because with our clients, we do weekly lives. And now we have 8 to 10 assets. So why not start scheduling them on YouTube? So yeah, just make sure that you don't do double work and you just give it a good 90 days because let me tell you, it was a humbling experience. To come from over here, you're probably getting a couple hundred or at least like 1,000 impressions or something a post.
Mhm.
I like my first month on YouTube, I'm getting like 3 views. I'm like, damn, this is humbling. But it was exciting to be a beginner again. And you just have to learn the platform. And the platform needs time to understand who to serve your videos to
Oh, okay.
because the algorithm's really, really good. So, yeah, great question. Did I answer it?
You got it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for being a YouTube community member.
I too operate in the travel space, and I'm just looking for any tips that you might be able to give regarding what I do. I am probably the only, I will say probably, I'm absolutely sure I'm the only African American that created a travel expo in the world, a
Mhm.
major travel expo. COVID is the only thing that stopped me from putting it on before now. I decided to do an all things travel expo. I chose Orlando. COVID hit. They shut down the convention center I signed a contract with. shut down the hotels, shut down Disney flights. Then we could not get a reschedule because of new variants of the disease coming out. And so I decided, believe it or not, to choose Memphis before all the earthquake bad news came out of Memphis. But it was the 11th largest travel market in the country. And so I rented the Memphis Convention Center, and our event is not until September 21st and 22nd. And I also created a magazine. I did talk with a social media, he was a LinkedIn influencer who has about 1.3 million followers. We've been putting out 30-second videos on his broadcasts on a regular basis. I see that now I'm starting to get more social media followers, not necessarily engaging saying, hey, we want to rent a booth in this inexpensive travel expo where they can make hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of travel and tourists coming looking to go to their destinations or use their means for travel, the cruises, that kind of thing. So I'm wondering, I know that I'm scratching the surface. I'm starting to get a tick from people globally. My magazine can give me certain analytics and metrics in terms of where people are coming from around the world. Doesn't give me any specifics about them individually, which ultimately we'll hope to get through surveys that we'll do. But I'm just looking for any tips.
So number one, I don't know how it works between, and the details don't matter, of 30-second posts being on someone else's platform. I think that I don't see the videos on your platform. A lot of the people on LinkedIn, you're going to accelerate trust with these businesses buying booths from you if you actually put yourself out there as a leader of your company. So that's number one. I'd start that for 90 days. And then number two, what I do is host some live events, because that will usually bring people who have been watching your content to the point where they're interested in your offer. Those are just two of the things.
I'm not as fluent with LinkedIn as I should be, but there are places where you post and it'll show that I post a lot of stuff about Travel Ticket Magazine. Well, the problem is I only have about 6,800 followers.
Yeah, but that's a lot. So when a client comes to me with your number of following, you have to understand, with LinkedIn live events, you have the ability to invite 1,000 people per week to your live event. Which means that, let's just say that you didn't want to go ham and you just wanted to do one a month. That means that you could invite 4,000 of your LinkedIn connections to the live event. Let's say that 400 accept, you're going to have at least 100 there. And that's being very conservative. And I'm being very conservative with the numbers because to increase those numbers and to make it where 1,000 people accept the event invites and to have 300 to 400 actually there, you would need to do the 90 days first. You would need to warm up your audience and become visible to them, so on and so forth. And that's what I would do. If I were advising you, you would be doing the 90 days, building up and leading up to a massive online event where you would sell your expo spots or whatever, or just drive them to where they could buy. And that's what I would advise. Like 6,000 connections on LinkedIn, you have a massive advantage. It would be like having 60,000 on Instagram. Anything over 4,000 connections on LinkedIn, you have a massive advantage because you could invite the max people to your live event. So I hope that answers your questions.
I think it's always important to be as close to owning the narrative and the place where the knowledge transfer happens between you and your company. You're going to want to have that happen on your platform versus someone else. At least from a business owner's perspective, that seems important to me. Yeah, that might take a few weeks of effort, but then moving forward, you are at the front of where that happens. And that is very important to me.
For sure.
Back to the 1,000 invites. Do you manually have to pick 1,000 or is it automated for the live event invitations?
It's a Microsoft product. What do you think?
I think I got to do it one by one.
So you don't have to do it one by one, but you will have to do it manually. So there's a way where either you could do it one by one or you could scroll down and then select all, but you're still going to have to sit there for 10 minutes scrolling and then click select all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for a Microsoft product.